Hey, everybody. I hope and pray that you're doing well. Today, as we come to our word from the Word. And today, that word is situation. Situation. Here's the thing when you get to Genesis 39 and you see Joseph, we return to the story of Joseph, you see that God is blessing him no matter what situation he's in. Now, if you go back to think about what has gone on, now, again, I'm not saying that Joseph was perfect by any means. As a teenager, maybe he didn't have the best attitude towards the dream that God had given him. Maybe he used it to gloat over his brothers. Maybe he didn't. But I probably, like most teenagers, teenage brothers, teenage boys, I can say that because I've raised two and I was one. So the thing is that he is God was blessing him then. God blessed him as he saved his life from being, killed when they cast him down into the pit, to the dry well. He blessed him even after he ended up in slavery, as you find out in chapter 39. He blesses him in Potiphar's house. He raises him up there, even blesses Potiphar because of him. And now as you look through it, you say, well, man, what else did Joseph get because of it? Well, he got, sold into slavery to begin with, assumed dead by his family, other than the brothers that knew. And then, of course, oh, yeah, that's right, he gets accused of rape of his boss's wife. And so that gets him thrown into prison. Now, you would imagine that Joseph he must have done something wrong. He must have done something that in this situation, because he's facing this situation, he must have been way out of the will of God. So let's just look to God's word and see what it says. Genesis 39, verses 21 through 23 today. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him mercy. And he gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison committed to Joseph's hand all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever they did there, it was his doing. The keeper of the prison did not look into anything that was under Joseph's authority, because the Lord was with him. And whatever he did, the Lord made it prosper. I told our group here at church last night that in this same passage, we see, and through this same chapter, you see success, right? Compare that to the success we talked about earlier in the week, that the world sees it one way, but God sees it another. Joseph was successful when he was a slave, and he's successful when he's a prisoner. Here's what I think we need to understand today, that if we are doing what we are supposed to be doing, for being obedient to God, for being faithful, if we have our eyes fixed on him, God will honor that, but also God will bless us no matter what situation we're in. Now, as I say that, there's a lot of people out there that'll preach, about all these blessings, and man, he's going to give you all this money and the new job and the new car and the new house and the new wife and all these things. Would you look at chapter 39 again and read and see, and as we go through the story, to see all the things that happened to Joseph before he gets to the palace in Egypt? No one would, in their right mind, would call being sold into slavery, assumed dead, and being now cast into prison for something he did not do. Nobody would look at that in their right mind and say, man, that guy's being blessed by God. Yet, he was being blessed by God. Use that as encouragement today, to know that just because the situation and the circumstances may have changed, God has not. He is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Was he trying to teach Joseph something through all this? Absolutely. Did Joseph get it the first time? Probably not. Was Joseph perfect? Absolutely not. But God showed him mercy, and he showed favor on him You look through this, and one of the reasons that he tells Potiphar's wife, right? She's the one coming after him. And he says, no, I can't do that and sin against God. It wasn't just about Potiphar. It wasn't just about her being married and that being the boss's wife. He said, I couldn't do that and sin against God. So when you try to do the right thing, it doesn't mean that in the eyes of the world that you're going to be blessed. But in the eyes of God, you will be. And he is blessed and favored, even in the pit, even in slavery, even in the prison. Today, understand that if you will keep your eyes, keep your heart, keep your focus on Jesus Christ, keep your faith in God, in the power of God, through every circumstance, in every situation. And though the circumstances and situations may change, God will not. Just trust him today. God bless you. And I pray you have a great, great day.